curious to see how this one's gonna go. Alisei was like a very, very badass entrance. I'm just like picturing it. All I can picture is that tweet from a couple weeks ago, like reliving Alphinaud just jumping off of the docks of the Ruby Sea. I'm just really hoping that's something else we can see again. I love Alphinaud, don't get me wrong. Alright, still no more side quests here to do. What is this again? We have to go to the Rookery? Right? The names in this place, man. Alright. Let's go to the Rookery. Alright, dude, Mr. Amalja. They're furry Amalja. Like, they got like fur going. Sorry. Right in on that person's butt. They've got like fur in their tails and stuff. I wonder if it's because they don't live like in the desert here. They're furry instead of they're furry and scaly. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking now. All right. Sezim Jamal, your face is unknown to me. What business have you at my rookery? Didn't I do a quest for you earlier? Like I picked up poop? No, I did it for you over there. Okay. Signed by the X-Arch, no less. X-Arch is still such a hard word for me to say. Yes, I can provide you with an Amaro for passage to... I really hope somebody says that name in a cutscene. Kholusia? Kholusia? We're going with Kholusia. I will pick you out a friendly whelp. Amaro are often used for travel, then? That's right, mounts like my grey friend over there are a common sight in these parts. But I gather you hail from a further afield, more accustomed to chocobos, perchance? I heard there are a few places where they ride little else. Seeing as you are plainly unaccustomed to riding in Amaro, I think it best if I accompany you on this flight myself. How different from a chocobo can it be? Any Zune worthy of the name could do it, of course, but the X-Arch sent you to me. Ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things, we'll meet at the Amaro launch. One of the junior tamers will attend to you while I ready the mounts. Really, I have to come down here to talk to you to go back up there? You want to fly in Amaro to Kholusia? Well, I suppose if Master Zhenmai is going with you. Wait here, please. The Master should be along with the mount shortly. You can now travel to Kholusia. Speak with the aspiring Amaro trainer to fly to the island. Oh.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
Is this supposed to be Limsa? Yeah. Look at that, yeah. God, look at all those ships. City from the trailer, yeah? Alright, my dude. We are arrived. This is Cracked Shell Beach, on the eastern coast of Kholusia. You should be safe here for the present. Compared to that of the mainland, Sin Eater attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Spy you that city in the distance. That is Yulmore? Yulmore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Custarium in scale, and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, the Amorian elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They've gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection, if we bend the knee. But to say their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with Ulmar is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. I'm glad we understand each other. Now, the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. Alright. Let me hear the secret. Level 71! Yes! Finally! My gosh. Alright. A still tide. Whatever Sezim Jamai has to tell you, he plainly deems it worthy of your undivided attention. If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Ivor. We're going with Ivor. Ivor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Kholusia, and will be able to point you in the right direction. If I'm butchering these names, I'm sure a cutscene later will tell me. Just hand him a sprig of thyme. That will let him know that you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the Amaro until we are ready to return. Alright. What are those? And there's Goobus. What are those? I'm gonna write over here. The goblins? Ew. Fight. I'm not interested in fighting monsters at the moment. Oh, that's one of my hunts. Come here. Come here. I'll fight you. You're worthy of my time. Come here. Die! There we go. Alright. Is that your shack, dude? This motorcycle's very versatile. Hey, I bro. Boar, not bro. What? What are you after? Fish? Crab? I think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere if you have a taste for him. Oh, I do love a bit of thyme. Chuck some in the pan and it's like a bloody festival of flavor. Now, what is it I can do for you? Can't say as there's been many upsets to report in these past few weeks. Alphinaud, eh? I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Why am I not surprised that that's his nickname? Elmore's richer than all of Norvin put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city. Most spent every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now to get a message to him. But you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Make for Still Tide. That's the fishing village just up the path there. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel? Wait there, and I'll see that Alphinaud joins you. Okay, well that's not as exciting. Alice's entrance was much more exciting. I hope they... Alright, here, I gotta kill another one of these. Alright. That's fine. Here we go. Boom. Alright. I gotta go back this way. I went the wrong way. Boy, if this doesn't look like Limsa, like, holy cow. Oh, is that it up there? Oh, the 8th right is. Alright, alright. Get up there. No! I kind of hope that, like, Alphinaud's got himself into, like, a little bit of trouble and I have to go save his butt. Like, that would make me happy. Where do I have to wait for Alphinaud? Oh, in the tavern, they said, yeah. The leaky keel. This your first time in a tavern? It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What do you be having? Ale. Fine choice. What do you be paying with? Gil? Well, no, those are exotic. Where did you come by coins like that? I'm sorry, dear. I don't doubt they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity. And I'm not about to go begging one from the neighbors, so we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Ah, here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? I want you to squash any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me, and you can laze about here as long as you like. Fine, I'll kill your vermin. Blighted crop. Where's the other one? Look at the grapes. I love how I can run through these. Good, makes it easy. I think I'm gonna be hearing this like, hey, in my sleep. Not that it's bad, it's just very repetitive, which means it gets stuck in my head. Alright, where's the silo? This is the silo. Snoring dude. Inside the silo. You hear a faint squeaking noise beyond the room. Time to burst in and save the day, brave adventurer. What is that? No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. Alright, Thieva, your dude's not here. Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? Gone? Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. In Gate Town, outside of Elmore? You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Is that Alphinaud's voice?
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Tis good to see you, my friend.
Oh goodness, same voice actor. I was scared for a second there. These reunions are not as dramatic as I was hoping they were gonna be.
The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, Alphinaud, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It's been a long-ass time since we've seen Alphinaud.
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu. It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. But the time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
What are you wearing? Both of those are good. I'll go back and do the other one later.
Huh. Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before.
He needs to get out of those clothes. Like now.
I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire.
What?
Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure? And so we take to the road once more.
That was so anticlimactic. Slightly disappointed in that. That's the first time I've been like, oh, that kind of sucks. Like, Alice's was so, like, boom, in your face. Alright, Alpha. First off, can we change clothes, please? God. What those socks you're wearing? Alphinaud is ready to take the road once more. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Elmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come, from here we must head west and then cross a small bridge. There are side quests here, though. Is the bridge you're talking about over there? Where am I supposed to meet you? Where are you? Oh, this bridge down here. Okay. Got lost, Alphinaud. You can find me. There he is. His ridiculous little outfit. Kholusia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Crusarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. To think that wherever a calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No! Get away from me! Over there! Quickly, someone's in trouble. Yes, yes. I'll thank the fates you— Look out! My poor heart. Thank you, young miss. Oh, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings. But I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. You alright, madam? Just a few bruises from where I fell. Nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I'd let that stop me. Maybe I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Elmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old croon like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again, you saved my life. Now, I'm sure a strapping lass like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's naught to be had here but cobwebs and memories. Tis as the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Yulmore's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, have you been told of these monsters? Ah yes, Alice would be well qualified to speak on the subject. Compared with Amarang, Kholusia is almost a haven, but as you saw, we cannot let our guard down. Had you arrived but a few moments later, the Sin Eaters would have claimed another victim. Still, we have won a small victory this time at least. Now, shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. Alright, I'm heading west. Oh, those things. Blech. I need to head southeast, apparently. Where am I? What did I go wrong? I thought I did it right. I mean, I'm close. Stay away. Bird. No. There's a lot of people here. And here we are.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Yulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
Ah, I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh?
That voice just grates on you.
I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
She's not here to compete. Leave her be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please! Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all! Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu! Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We might not at all.
Fish, is it?
Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in the City of Splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor. Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident! For you.
Ah, at last!
Enjoy!
Thank goodness.
Over here!
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity. Yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
What is that about? Now you understand why my attempts to enter the city have been thus far to naught. The dubious privilege of the residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Ulmar's current ruler came into power. Yet from what I've seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I have tried to propose ways that they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now. I worry that, well, mayhap you should take a turn around Gate Town and judge the situation for yourself. Alright, we got a little bit of time. We're not doing all these side quests before maintenance, I'll tell you that right now. A large pot bubbles over the flame. Pale chunks, mule, you realize, float in an otherwise plain broth. Occupied petticoat. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Yes. Every day I dream of the life that awaits me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? Still here, are you? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Ulmar's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gaytown's not much to look at, aye, but at least it's safe. And the mule is the best thing I've ever tasted. Alright, and you know what? With that, we're actually gonna go ahead and call it here. And we'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye!